We are here at one of the fastest tracks in NASCAR, the Michigan International Speedway. Speeds can reach sometimes up to 215 miles an hour on the front stretch. Who will tame this fast track and win here at the Irish Hills? Now before we get this race underway, let's take a look at your drivers to watch here for the Consumer Energy 400. Austin Dillon won his third pole of the season and is hoping to turn that into his first win of the season. Can he get a win here at Michigan? Brian Keselowski is a Michigan native and has yet to win in his home track in the NASCAR Cup Series. He starts third today. Can he win here at Michigan and get his first win at the Michigan International Speedway? Ryan Blaney starts 8th and won last race at the ISM Raceway. Can he use that momentum to win here at the Irish Hills? And finally, Kyle Busch. It's a make-or-break race for Kyle Busch as he starts 6th, his highest qualifying position of the season so far. Can he win here at Michigan and show everybody that he can still win? Now let's go down Michigan International Speedway on our GoPro on-track car. They will go down a long straightaway with orange track and then hit a short patch of fat track, which then results in a turn and then 2 pieces of fat track to the finish line. Now let's go trackside for the command to fire engines.
It's time for the most famous words in motorsports. Here to give the command, Jackson County Teacher of the Year, Carmel McDonald.
Drivers, start your engines!
The engines have been fired and we're ready to get this race underway. But first, your pace car driver is Corridas de Carnillos. He is driving the 2018 Camaro SS. He will be out whenever there's a caution and whenever the field needs to be reset. Now we are ready for segment number 1. In row 1, we have the 3 car of Austin Dillon and the 12 car of Ryan Blaney. In row 2, the 41 car of Daniel Suarez and the 24 car of William Byron. In row 3, the 22 car of Joey Logano and the 4 car of Kevin Harvick. And rounding out the field is the 28 car of Joseph West and the 13 car of Ty Dillon. Ty Dillon brings out the first caution of the day with an engine problem, and he will not be able to finish the first segment. We have only 1 lap to go, and Austin Dillon and Daniel Suarez will lead the field down. Austin Dillon gets another segment win. I think this is his 4th on the year. But he is going to move on to the final stage as he pretty much dominated that race, keeping everyone behind him. The closest one to challenge him was Daniel Suarez as he managed to try to get by Austin Dillon at least once, but Austin Dillon prevented him as he finished his first, Suarez 2nd, Blaney 3rd, Logano 4th, West 5th, Byron 6th, and Harvick in 7th. Now we are on to segment number 2, which is probably the weakest segment out of all of them. In row 1, we have the 42 car of Kyle Larson and the 48 car of Jimmy Johnson. In row 2, the 81 car of Eddie Gallagher and the 19 car of Martin Truex Jr. In row 3, the 9 car of Chase Elliott and the 1 car of Kurt Busch. And then rounding out the field is the 43 car of Bubba Wallace and the 35 car of Chase Briscoe. Kyle Larson wins segment 2, but not by facing any challenges by Jimmy Johnson. Jimmy Johnson tried past him on lap 3, almost passed him on the first lap, but Kyle Larson managed to charge back in lap 4 to regain the lead and to take home the segment win. This is his second segment win of the season after his second win last week, ISM. Larson finishes first, Johnson in second, Truex in third, Gallagher in fourth, Elliott in fifth, Kurt Busch in sixth, Bubba Wallace in seventh, and Chase Briscoe in eighth. Now we're on to segment number 3. In row 1, we have the 2 car of Brad Keselowski and the 18 car of Kyle Busch. In row 2, the 88 car of Alex Bowman and the 10 car of Eric Almirola. In row 3, we have the 20 car of Eric Jones and the 17 car of Ricky Stenhouse Jr. And rounding out the field is the 95 car of Matt DiBenedetto. Brad Keselowski dominated that segment as he wins segment number 3, but Kyle Busch fell from second in the first lap all the way back to 6th, mainly due to Alex Bowman. Kyle Busch was really mad at Alex Bowman as he saw him. Kyle Busch wrecked Alex Bowman on the second lap, but ended up going nowhere. But it wasn't even close. Kyle Busch tried passing to get back up in the field, but he never could. And Brad Keselowski wins the segment, followed by Alex Bowman, Eric Almirola, Kyle Busch, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Eric Jones, and Matt DiBenedetto. Now we're on segment number 4, which is going to be led down by Daniel Hemrick and Clint Bowyer. Then in row 2, Ryan Newman and Austin Cindric. In row 3, Vinny Nightlife and Tyler Reddick. And rounding out the field is the 11 car of Denny Hamlin. Vinny Nightlife causes the first real caution of today's race as he gets flipped over, but we don't know who, as we're going to look at the replay here. It was either by Tyler Reddick or Denny Hamlin, as looks like he just gets shoved to the inside by Tyler Reddick, then clips the apron and flips the car over. I don't really know what happened, but right now it's going to be Clint Bowyer and Austin Cindric leading the field down. Ryan Newman takes the segment 4 win as Austin Cindric manages to take the lead on lap 3 to put him in the lead for the final lap. But Ryan Newman gets a help from Clint Bowyer and storms back and takes the segment win. But Clint Bowyer almost passed him on that last lap as it was really close. But great job by Austin Cindric, who's sharing duties with Matt Crafton as they're taking over for Paul Menard. Ryan Newman in first, Clint Bowyer second, Austin Cindric third, Daniel Hemrick fourth, Denny Hamlin fifth, and Tyler Reddick in sixth. We'll take a quick break and be right back for the rest of the race.
If you're looking for a great place to eat, stop by Steve's Fish Shack, where all you can eat fish for only $9. And if you show them your race ticket, then you get 50% off your fish order.
Remember, we're open 2 to 1. See you soon. Welcome back. We are ready for the 6th and 7th race, which the winner will move on to the 4th and 5th race. They will be led down by William Byron and Eric Jones. William Byron wins the 6th and 7th race and will move on to the 4th and 5th race as he pretty much held everybody off as there wasn't much action as no car even crossed the finish line. But he finishes first, Jones second, Bubba Wallace in third, Reddick in fourth, Kevin Harvick fifth, Kurt Busch in sixth, Matt DiBenedetto seventh, and Chase Briscoe in eighth. Now we are ready for the 4th and 5th race, which will be led down by Daniel Hemrick and Kyle Busch. This is the last chance for Kyle Busch to have a shot at advancing on to the final stage. Kyle Busch took the lead on the first lap of this fourth and fifth race, but Joey Logano manages to storm back and take home the win and will move on to the second and third race. Tough luck for Kyle Busch as he could not get the jump to be able to catch up with Joey Logano. As Logano first, Kyle Busch second, Daniel Hemrick third, Eddie Gallagher fourth, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. fifth, Denny Hamlin sixth, Chase Elliott seventh, Joseph West eighth, and William Byron in ninth. Now we're on to the second and third race, which is going to be led down by Clint Bowyer and Jimmy Johnson. 4 cars will advance on to the final stage. Who will be those? Which 4 cars will advance on? Clint Bowyer manages to take home the segment win as he pretty much dominated that. No, didn't dominate, but took home that segment by storm. He and Johnson were the front 2 cars who led the group down, and both would advance on along with Daniel Suarez and Joey Logano. As Clint Bowyer first, Jimmy Johnson second, Daniel Suarez third, Logano in fourth, Blaney in fifth, Cindric in sixth, Martin Truex Jr. in seventh, Alex Bowman in eighth, and Eric Almirola in ninth. Now we are ready for the final stage. In row 1, we have the 3 car of Austin Dillon and the 42 car of Kyle Larson. In row 2, we have the Michigan native Brad Keselowski and the 6 car of Ryan Newman. In row 3, we have the second and third race winner Clint Bowyer and Jimmy Johnson, and rounding out the field is Daniel Suarez and Joey Logano. Who will win here at the Michigan International Speedway? Austin Dillon finally gets his first win of the season after it took 4 races to do so. This is his toughest lap. He almost gets passed by Ryan Newman in the second lap, but manages to shove him up high to keep him from being passed. And the final lap, he just manages to get out of there as he manages to pass Keselowski and take them all single file to win here in the Irish Hills. Austin Dillon first, Brad Keselowski second, Ryan Newman third, Daniel Suarez fourth, Joey Logano fifth, Clint Bowyer sixth, Jimmy Johnson seventh, and Kyle Larson eighth. Now it's time for Danny's Donut Shop victory celebration as Austin Dillon burns it down in Michigan. After 3 second-place finishes in a row, Austin Dillon finally gets his first win in the season, as he will lock himself into the playoffs and be a title contender for the playoffs. As now we take a look at your finishing positions. Some notable finishing positions. Austin Cindric finished 10th, and it looks like Kyle Busch 14th, Eddie Gallagher 16th, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. 17th. So all of those got great performances today near your lower 21st through 30th. Vinny Nightlife wrecked. He's had some trouble as of late. And William Byron 21st, not what he's been looking for. Now we take a look at your points standings. Austin Dillon was going to take over the points league, but looking at that points bubble with only 3 races to go, Eddie Gallagher holds that final spot over Kyle Larson by only 1 point. And as these 3 races, the next 3 races are going to be very important to making sure to get points. Now the next race will be the NASCAR All-Star Race, where there will be plenty of playoff points to be given out, as we'll take a look at your eligible drivers in the All-Star Race. Now here are your All-Star Race drivers who are locked in automatically: Austin Dillon, Brad Keselowski, Ryan Blaney, Daniel Suarez, Clint Bowyer, Ryan Newman and Jimmy Johnson all clinched based on points and because of their wins. Now we will take a look at your All-Star Open drivers, which includes Joey Logano, Alex Bowman, Chase Elliott, Martin Truex Jr., Eddie Gallagher, Kyle Larson, Eric Jones, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Joseph West, and Daniel Hemrick. 3 of these drivers will race their way in, and 1 will be a fan vote driver. So right now in the comment section, right now, vote for one of these drivers who you want to get in to the All-Star race based on their fan vote. As Austin Dillon's your winner here at the Michigan International Speedway. The next points-based race will be the Coke 600, and then the next race we do is going to be the All-Star race. So I'm Aiden North, and I'll see you in the next one.